Lakia, I had to take care of something. Now where were we? I think I was talking about the many names of Babylon. So this is a future prophecy of Babylon the Great being taken out, in particular by these the Arabs and Elam, Ishmael and Elam, which is reverent referenced as the Assyrians, I believe. No, not the Assyrians, the Arabs and the Carmenians. And we go into the Arabs, it goes into Ishmael, and when you go into the Carmenians, it goes to the Persians, and the Persians today call themselves Iran. Okay, now let's scroll down and get the main point. Verse 28. Here it goes right here. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitudes of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmenians. All right, so this is the Arab nations. Uh, you got Saudi Arabia is an Arabic nation. Yemen. What else? The UAE, the United Arab Emirates. All right. Um, that's all I can think of right now. But clearly, there's many more. Like I believe Turkey. I'm not Turkey. Well, yeah, Turkey. You can put Turkey up in there. I believe those are Ishmael over there. Egypt. Those are all those Arab nations which are the sons of Ishmael, and they are gonna they and the Carmenians, which is the Iranians. You see, they're two different people. They're not the same people. One goes back to Ishmael, and one goes back to the Persians, man. All right, which goes back to Elam. So they they are gonna come together to invade Babylon the Great. This place is gonna be invaded and nuked. They're gonna nuke this place after this, during and after the invasion takes place. This is verse 30. Also the Carmenians, which is the Iranians, all right, raging in wrath, right? These people saying, let's go back. They said what? It's gonna be where was it? Where it was talking about they're gonna make things pop off. All right, check this out. In March 2023, Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff General Mark Milley, or Milley, Mark Milley, testified that Iran could produce fissile material for a nuclear weapon in less than 2 weeks. It would only take several more months to produce an actual nuclear weapon. And this is back in what, 7 months ago, 8 months ago. This was made. This was stated. So where's the point where they said it was going to be a threat? Yeah, it is going to be a threat to you Edomites, because that's who they coming for. In particular, the U.S. Now, of course, Europe is going to take damage. Our land is going to be cleanly cleansed. All right, there is going to our land, the land of Israel, will be wiped clean with nukes too, but it'll be dwelt again, and not just nukes, other forms of weaponry, all right, like these missiles that are hitting that place now. All right, here it is. Whereas the Islamic Republic of Iran that possess a nuclear weapon would be an unacceptable threat to regional and global security. All right, raging in wrath. Also, the Carmenians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. So what is it? That reminds me. It was this video. I was in China or Japan, where this massive. Wild boars are huge. Them pigs. Them. Well, a pig is a domesticated boar, right? But them wild boars are a completely different animal than them pigs you see on farms. Them things is big. Them things probably like they got real big humps on their back. Like their backs are taller, is the tallest part of their body, and their back will be like almost 5 feet high, man. Like 4.5 feet high. And they big, muscular, buff animal, and they're ruthless, man. They're reckless. They go around. I seen one. It ran through a metal gate and busted the metal gate down, man. All right, and that's and those two people or three people I seen talking about how they were saying how if Iran gets nukes, they're not gonna go crazy and do. Yeah, they are. They are gonna go crazy. They're gonna go batshit crazy, and they're gonna be successful at destroying Babylon the Great, or and having their portion of the destruction of Babylon the Great, I should say. Now check this out right here. And with great power, this is verse 30, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And that's talking about Babylon the Great, all right, United States of America. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. So America is not going to win. I mean, look at the American military. It's a joke. Everybody knows the U.S. military is a joke. Everybody, the people in the military, the veterans, the government, the world, Russia and I think China made military commercials mocking the U.S. military. So what say ye, right? So when things really start popping off, the U.S. is not gonna. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. Esau will reach a certain level with the charagma. All right, because let's get a scripture on that. Um, This is Job 20:23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall take it and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So Esau will get to a certain length with the charagma, but he's not going to win, especially with this war against these other nations. This is verse 32. Then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Syrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. So the U.S. will be invaded. All right, pretty sure there's sleeper cells and things like that out now, but there will be an invasion, a literal invasion. Troops coming in on aircraft vehicles, on ground vehicles, aquatic vehicles. This place will be invaded. It will be a full blown invasion from the vast majority of the U.S.'s enemies, militaries, with Russia being the head of it all. This place will be invaded and destroyed. The U.S. is going to go out bad. And as this is happening, like it says right here, and in their hosts shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. So they're gonna have quarrels among whoever's the president at the time, and chairman and minister and governors, all that. Those men are gonna be taking some blame for that, because they are in a position of authority in this wretched kingdom. This is verse 34. Behold, clouds from the east and fear from the north and to the south, and they are very horrible to look upon and full of wrath and storm. And that's mainly going into the troops, all right, weapons of war, all right. That's what that's going into. This is verse 35. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, and even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. So that star being mentioned is nukes, nuclear weapons. This has been mentioned in let's see, right here. You got wormwood. This is Revelations 8 and 11. And the name of the star is called wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. So that's what Revelations 8 and 11 is going into, is that A nuclear weapon will detonate near or in water and will cause radiation to fill that water. And when people drink that water, they're going to get radiation sickness, whatever it's called, and then they're going to die from the radiation. All right, that's what that wormwood, that star wormwood is going into, a nuclear weapon going into the water, seeping radiation to the water. Now it's another one, thinking Matthew, I believe, Mark 13 and 25, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And that's talking about the nukes raining down on this place, man. Let's go to Revelation 6. Perfect. Revelation 6 and 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is unrolled together. That's the mushroom cloud, all right, from the nuclear explosion. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Because when the nukes go off, it's gonna shake the earth, man. Like the earth is going to rock from these nukes. There's gonna be so many nukes going off. And this is made mention again in let's keep reading and I'll get that other account of the earth being rocked. Verse 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains. Now, the reason why I want to read that is because in these nuclear movies, where nuclear weapons go off and things like that, people what? They hide in mountains and rocks and caves and bunkers in these nuclear movies, these nuclear Armageddon type movies. That's spiritual. Now, here's another mention of the earth being rocked. Let's go back. Drunkard. So like that. Earth and then rock. Let's see. It's a lot to read through. Give me a moment. Nope. Let's do rock to and fro and do phrase match. Do that. All right, here it goes. Isaiah 24 and 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and shall fail and not rise again. Fall. And that's going into these nukes going off. Verse 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. And that's going to the nuclear weapons disintegrating things, man. Now the whole entire earth is not going to be destroyed. As we know, the Israelites are going to reign on the earth, just proving the point that the earth abides forever. This is Revelations 5 and 10, and has made us into our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So let's get another one. All right, Salaki on that. I'm a I'm gonna skip over that for now. So let's go back to Second Ezra 15, because when this war really kicks off, and before everything kicks off, it'll be the Karagma will be implemented before this destruction, and these nukes are gonna be used. You know, you got people saying nukes are fake, all this madness. these people, these people are idiots. So where were we? All right, I think we stopped at 35. I'm gonna reread 35. This is Second Ezra 15:35. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword into the belly. So that's talking about these nukes raining down. And the reason why they're made mention as stars is because you see the engine and what's fueling it. All right, it looks like a bright light. Like if you see a plane, in the sky and it's moving, most of the time, especially at night, all you see is just a light. That's all you see is a light. It looks like a star, and that's why it's made mention of a star. Because they didn't know what an airplane and things like that were. Of course, they seen chariots, but they saw a chariot. In this instance, they just saw a light because that's all you can see. And when you watch these simulations of nukes and these movies and literal simulations where they're up in the sky and you're just down below looking at it, it just looks like a star coming down. This verse 39, and strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the star stirred to cause fear towards the east, and the west wind shall be destroyed. And a great and mighty cloud shall be puffed up full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out every high and eminent place in horrible star. Fire and hail and flying swords, all right, that's going into these missiles, these nuclear missiles, and all these other missiles, all right, and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. And that's talking going into military troops, man. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows, and the corn, and their corns, because the nukes, when they hit, they don't discriminate. Anything that comes in the way gets taken out. All right, these nukes are gonna obliterate this place and anywhere else they land, and they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon and make her afraid. And that's again proving a point that it's talking about the daughter of Babylon here, man. They shall come to her and besiege her. That's what invasion. The star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up into the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. All right, this is end time prophecy because this was made mention again uh in the Revelations. Let's go to Revelations 14. I don't think this is it. Let's type this right here. We're just there, but let me see. Merchants. All right, perfect. This is what I wanted right here. Revelations 18 and 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, all right, making money off this place, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, these nuclear weapons, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city. For in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So it's only going to take an hour for these nukes to obliterate this place, man. Now let's go back to where we were in Second Esdras. Reread verse 44. They shall come to her and besiege her. The star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up into the heaven, and they and all they that be about her, right, like we just read, shall bewail her, and they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, art the glory of her person, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. You see Singapore and all those other Eastern countries taking up the liking of the westernization, the ways of Esau, Edom, and his power and glory here in Babylon the Great. And they're going to get plagues too. All right. Everybody's getting it. All right. This is just in particular going into these Asian countries, so to speak, right? Because the Arabic nations, Ishmael, Elam, Moab, Ammon, they're all in Asia. All right. The small hats are in Asia too. No fucking such thing as the Middle East. It's made up. It's called Western Asia. Those people in Asia that aren't under westernization, they don't call it the Middle East. They call it West Asia. All right. Here in America, they call it the Middle East. Why? Because we are under the authority of these devils. All right. And that's it for this video. Lord's will is edifying. Shalom.